All right, folks, day 3 of the Jarhead Jenny Challenge. Again, if you want to donate to the charity for this challenge, we are raising money so that the parents of recruits in Marine Corps Boot Camp San Diego can actually travel to go see their young Marines graduate from boot camp. It's a tremendously important thing, and we're really honored to be able to help out with that. Again, we got a family friend going through boot camp over there, and we're doing this challenge to try and motivate her and to do some good for these young Marines as they start their career. Today, our workout is called Donald. So this is our first mega donor. He donated $100, so we got 2 named workouts for him. He suggested this Marine, Sergeant Donald Lamar. He was with 1-2 right down the road from us at Camp Lejeune. Sergeant Lamar was from Fredericksburg, Virginia. He actually went to Stafford High School, which was a rival high school to the one that my kids went to for a couple of years, Brook Point. And so he was in Helmand Province in 2010. He was killed on May 12th. And the story with him is that he was actually giving his Marines a bit of a break. They had been on post and they'd been out doing patrols and they were all exhausted. And so even as a sergeant, he offered to take a guard shift for some of his Marines because he knew they were tired. While he was on guard post, the enemy detonated a remote-controlled IED and he lost his life. So in honor of Sergeant Lamar, today's workout is Donald. So starting off the core, I'll demonstrate a couple of these exercises, but it is going to be an interval workout. It's going to be 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off for 2 rounds. I think what that means is you're going to do 30 seconds of the first exercise, toe touch, 30 seconds, rest for 20, do another 30 seconds before you move to the next one. Or just go all the way through. I don't know. It seems easier to do it that way, but you do you. So our exercises are toe touches, V-ups, the plank with the hand raise, which we did yesterday, the oblique heel touch, and windmill. So we got, of those 5 exercises, we got 4 new ones to learn. As we go forward, some of these will become a bit familiar. So we'll demonstrate that. Our cardio today, we're going to do mobility. Now, this is an important point. I bent my foot a little bit yesterday, jumping down off of the pull-up bars. And so it's not an injury, but it is kind of an ouchie. And at my age, I'm 49, you do want to kind of take some of those things a little bit more seriously than maybe I did when I was younger. So if that's you, if you've got a legitimate ouchie and it's something that you think might turn into something a little more serious, good to kind of dial back the cardio a little bit. We're doing these manageable workouts. So today we're going to do 10 minutes of mobility exercises. And I'll demonstrate these. We're going to do 50 meters of each, and you can kind of repeat as necessary. I would say about 10 minutes is a good kind of maintenance workout if you're taking a day off from running. We haven't been running much either, Sue and I, so maybe pounding pavement every day is probably not the best thing ever. So we're going to do 50 meters each of butt kicks, high steps, a backwards run, high knees, karaoke, and a left and right shuffle. And then today is Wednesday, as we're recording this. So the Armstrong workout is one that I don't know if there's an actual name for it. I always call it 9 sets. This is the most strenuous of the Armstrong workouts. The point of 9 sets is you pick a number, and it's a number that you expect to be manageable through 9 sets of pull-ups or push-ups or bench press or whatever you choose to do for this upper body element. I'm going to start with 3, because it's been a long time since I did this workout in earnest. You're going to rest 1 minute after each set. So whatever your rep count is, you do 3 pull-ups, push-ups, whatever. Once you're done, you rest for a full minute and you launch into the next set. You're going to do 3 sets. If you're doing pull-ups, it's wide grip. You can also do that on bench press and push-ups too, I suppose. You're going to do 3 sets underhand close grip, as close as you can get. And then you're going to do 3 sets behind the neck. Now, if you're not used to pull-ups, especially if you're not used to behind the neck pull-ups, be super careful with these. It is easy to hurt yourself if you're not used to them. I will demonstrate. Hopefully I won't hurt myself. But I don't know what the equivalent would be for bench press, but the bottom line is do 3 different kind of grips on bench press. So maybe you can do a wide grip, a close grip. You could maybe do one with your legs in the air. Get creative. Let us know what it is that you try to do. Okay, that is the brief. That is Donald. Let's get to the demo.
First exercise is going to be toe touches. Now, it's kind of interesting. Some of these exercises, they can look a little bit similar. And if you go on YouTube and you say, what are toe touches or what are V-ups, you're going to get a whole lot of different definitions. I do need to look up kind of what the Marine Corps definitions are of some of these. Some of these are familiar exercises. Let's do this one first. So toe touches, you're going to start from a complete, supine position, and you're going to bring your arms and your legs up until you touch your toes. Try and keep your legs as straight as possible. Just like that. Okay, so 30 seconds of that, 20 seconds off. V-ups, now you will find V-ups that look remarkably like that toe touch exercise. The way I was taught V-ups is it's kind of a crunch, and you're sort of making a V with your legs here. So this is how I'm going to do them today. It's a little easier than a crunch like legs in the air or legs up, and it's a bit more of a fluid flowing motion. That's why I tend to prefer V-ups to like a more standard form of crunch. So 30 seconds of that, 20 seconds off. Plank with the hand, we demonstrated the other day. We'll do it again. Facing this way, you're just going to come into a plank position, and then you're just going to kind of raise your hands out in front of you and maintain that plank position as best you can. Next exercise is going to be oblique with heel touch. For this one, we're going to kick our knees up. You're going to raise your shoulders off of the ground and kind of stick your hands out like this. And you're just going to rotate back and forth, touching your heels. Make sure you're kind of hinging at the abdominals and the waist and turning slightly, and make sure you're not getting lazy and putting your shoulder blades back on the deck. And then last one, windmills is going to be another plank-based exercise. I'm not sure why I stood up there. So this is a plank windmill. That you will find lots of different windmill exercise variations if you go on the interwebs, but this is a plank windmill, so you can start from a plank position. You're just going to raise up that arm, look up at the ceiling. Important to maintain your balance here. And there you go.
All right, so it's raining a little bit outside. Don't feel like, I'm okay getting wet, but don't feel like getting the phone wet. So we're just gonna demo the mobility exercises here in the garage. So the first one, butt kicks, as the name implies. You're just gonna, each one of these is gonna be, you're gonna try and cover 50 meters. You're just gonna try and kick your own butt. Like that. Okay, so high steps. You're just gonna kind of kick your knees up as high as you can. If you want to introduce kind of more of a lower back, if you're having issues with your lower back, if you're not used to running or the crunches or whatnot, you can introduce a twist as well. And that'll put a little bit more of a stretch on your lower back, the erector spinae back there, and all of those little muscles that get a little tweaked for us older folks. Backwards running, as the name implies, you're just going to run backwards. Focus on kind of kicking the heels back a little bit. Really good exercise for working out if you're getting like calf tightness or some issues with your Achilles tendons. It's a great kind of break from just running forward. Can start to strain this whole chain down here. High knees. So just like the high steps that we did, it's helpful to kind of put your hands out so you got a target to hit and then you start moving forward. Probably the toughest thing about these exercises is being okay with looking silly out there in front of your neighbors. Okay, so the karaoke is the next one. You will sometimes erroneously hear this called karaoke. That is not the name. Karaoke, you're just gonna step in front and behind. Okay, so you're gonna go 50 meters left, 50 meters right, like you're doing a crazy dance. And then left and right shuffle. A lot less coordination required for this one. You're just gonna kind of kick that foot out in front of you, going left and right. Keep that up for about 10 minutes, going 50 meters with each exercise, and that's our mobility. So my absolute favorite, the Wednesday Armstrong workout, 9 sets. So pardon our mess, we are moving some things around here in the garage. You'll notice we lost the mats over here. Those are being sacrificed to our son in his garage gym. So 9 sets, you sit out, helps to have a flat pull-up bar. That's why I put the Olympic bar up here rather than using these Clubber Lang hooks up there. But 9 sets, there are a couple different variations out there. This is the one that I like because of all the Armstrong workouts, this is the one that gives you kind of some varying stress. Everything else in Armstrong, you're gonna pick the one grip you like and the width you like and stick with it. This one here requires you to use grips that maybe aren't the ones that you're used to. So it's a really good stress. This is the thing between this and the Tuesday Pyramid. These are the 2 Armstrong workouts I really feel like build the number of pull-ups that you can do and kind of your overall shoulder strength as well. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 sets, wide grip. What you want for the wide grip is just come out so that your hands are clearly outside of your shoulders. So with a standard pull-up, you're usually kind of in here somewhere, so it's about shoulder width apart. Wide grip, really kind of, not to an uncomfortable level, but widen it out so that you're clearly kind of angled out, okay? If you find that the hang is uncomfortable, just make sure, choke up on the grip a little bit and make it a little easier on yourself, but you'll get used to it. And so, like I said today, I'm just going to do 3. There you go. Make sure that chin clears the bar. Next one, we're going to do the underhand. Now, with the underhand grip, you want to come in as close as possible. This is another one. Be careful when you first start. If you come in and your pinky's touching, you can do a little damage to your shoulder. But just come in. The intent is to work on getting your grip in narrower than your shoulder. So it can be more of a natural grip to come out here. If it's your first time trying it, go ahead and do that. But coming in with a close grip and do 3 of those. All right, the last one, and this one's the killer. Like I said, if you are working up to this and you're not used to this, make sure you approach these with caution. If you can only do 1, that's fine. But this is one that you can actually kind of muscle your way through this. Everything else is kind of momentum based, but behind the neck, you really have to have a little bit of shoulder strength, which is probably not me, but behind the neck, you want to come up until some part of like the back of your head or your neck actually touches the bar. That's how you get that muscle memory and that validation that you're doing it properly. And there you go. Now, once again, I will hear the internet doubters screaming that, oh, behind the neck pull-ups are terrible for you. Okay. I've been doing them for 15 years. You'll be all right. If you don't feel comfortable with them, don't do them. But don't like jack up your shoulder and say it was my fault. But there we go. Okay, so whole thing should take you about 30 minutes. Each stage is 10-ish. And that is Donald. Once again, if you want to donate to Jarhead Jenny, go to GoFundMe.com and search for the Jarhead Jenny Challenge. Our goal is $1,000. We'd love to send a couple of people to see their sons or daughters graduate Marine Corps boot camp. Semper Fidelis. Talk to you later.